Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and we're in here at the Rutland. Now I'm getting ready. We're going to take this out, and we're going to put in another one. What we have here are gear blanks. Now this is a South Bend 9-inch, and of course somebody tried to make a braze attempt on it, and we're instead of coming in and fixing up a couple of those spots there, we're just going to go ahead and make another one. Now this gear is just like the one that you've seen in our prior videos. In fact, I still got the same cutter, and will be, I think the index head is even set up for the right amount of indexings. So anyway, we're boring five blanks out here, and we got our fifth one that we want to put in. And we're being very picky on our bore for two reasons. One, these bores mount on spindles, and so you don't want it flopping around on a spindle. So the one that we have for a sample is like 3.5 thousandths over 1.25 inches, and I know that they're a nominal size. So we're making them 4.25 inches, and we're trying to cut these right on the money. Now, not just to fit on the spindle, but we're going to put all of these together, sandwich them on an arbor, and then we're going to turn the ODs, and then we're going to set them up in the K and T to cut those teeth. And so I'm going to knock this one out here, and then we're going to get into the other room, and we're going to set them up on a mandrel, put them in the closing lathe, and scrim the OD. Now, I'm not creating a video to follow this through the whole thing, but I want to highlight on some of the setup of setting multiple parts up in to cut the gear teeth. Instead of just whittling on one at a time, we're going to do all 5 gears at the same time. So this knocks out in about 4 cuts, 5 cuts, somewhere around there, and maybe 2 spring cuts at the end. Okay, we're out here at 1 inch 240, and this is our second cut, a spring cut there. All right, now we go ahead and we take this right out to our dimensions here of 1 inch 250. Okay, we come out away from our part because we know we can come right back in with our readout here. This snap gauge is right at the verge of making the 1.25 inches, and that's why sometimes if I'm not quite getting the right draw, I'll recheck it again, redraw it through there. And we're reading about 5 under. Now I'm not advancing it anymore, I'm just bringing it right back to my 1 inch 250 here. All it's got to have is 2.5 thousand spring cut on it, and it can clean right up. Sometimes 1 spring cut, sometimes 2 has been bringing it right to size, but I've hit the same number on all of them within a couple tenths. This particular gear on this lathe is noisier than the rest of them. It's a straight spur gear housing, so it's okay. 1.5 under. come right back into our same number again. About a half a thousandths under. I don't like the way that drew through. But it's giving me the number I want. Right? Okay, couple tenths under. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to overshoot it. I'd rather have it a little tight. If it's a little tight and I have to work it with a little emery in my finger there or whatever, I'll do it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull this out of here now. And we've blanketed this all up because this is ductile iron and we don't want anything on this lathe at all. But I chose this lathe over the other one because I wanted the tolerance for these bores to be just that. Nice and tight and matching. So there's our gear, our 5 gears. All right, we're gonna go in the other room in there. We're gonna get these fit up on an Arbor. So let's go on in there. Okay, we put in our long 1.25" Arbor, and we fit that one on there. We just finished massaging this one here. We got a pile over there. We're just taking them, putting them in here. They got sharp edges on here, so I just got my trick little flapper wheel, which is just a 1/4" rod, hacksaw, and you take your emery paper and fold it in half. I run in and out, so when you're like this, when it spins around, it kind of like hits that side and rolls this nice and smooth. I'm just in and out of here real fast. I don't want to bell mouth this thing on both sides. So once I do a quickie like that, I want to check my fit. I was real close on each one of them. Okay, now I go ahead and I roll this tight so I can get it in there so that I'm riding in here and I'm not riding bell mouth. And then just come and just massage it just a tiny bit. All right, now we're going to work the other two until we get them fit up on there. Okay, these three here I can spin on here. This one here I can barely spin it on there. It was pretty snug going on there, and that's how that other one felt, just like that. All right, we got these nice and tight. I'm gonna pick a combination here of bushings. Actually, I should have stacked them up a little bit just so that I could see. But I got another one I can go rob off of if I need a short one. See if I can find a half of one here. Okay, I didn't find the sleeve I wanted, so I went ahead and I pulled everything back off of here, and I just want to get ready. While I had it all off of here, I went ahead and set it up, tighten it up so that I could polish the Arbor. This thing is pretty true out here. Well, how true is that out there? Well, let me get an indicator here. It looked darn true anyway. I'm getting about 1.5. About 1.5 thousandths in there. All right. Of course, you usually support both ends there, so we're happy with this. All right, we've polished this up. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to wire wheel a couple of our bushings here so that we got clean faces and no grit or dirt in there. And even sometimes we just go ahead and we hit them like this just to make sure that nothing is stuck on those faces. These are hardened. Most of them are hardened. Some of them are actually soft, but just making sure that they're clean. But there's some gunk down in that little relief, and I want to wire wheel that out so I got nice and clean. Every once in a while I just go through the extra effort just to make sure, because as these sandwich up, they got to all be parallel, and then they keep the bar parallel. If you have a piece of junk in there, you create a bow or a bend in your bar. Even the end of here, if this is not flat and you tighten that thread up, you could move your thread and then you'd be holding your center here. It will actually make it move out. But if this precision threads and this precision face remain flat, that actually had, there's a couple noogies right there and there. I can see them. You got to get those out of there. I've never run this bar here, so I'm just taking it. I've had it probably 15 years. Never ran it. I just never needed a real long bar yet. Most of my stuff I've worked with my medium length bar. That'd be good. Now I'm not going to need all of these because that was the whole idea of taking out a couple of these small ones here so I can get a better nut on here, and I can get two of these sleeves that are the right size out here so I can chuck on it. I'm going to run my center in on that side there. So, all right. Go in and wire wheel these. I'll be right back. Okay. That's a really nice long one. I wonder if those are the same size. Let's get our micrometers here. Okay, yeah, these are both the same size. That's pretty cool. All right, and that one's bigger. That one's smaller. Okay, those three are the same size. So let's keep that in mind. And actually, this one here might be the same size too, just in case we want that combination out here. If we have to hold on the outside of this bar or so, chucking it up, we want kind of holding the same shape. We're going to set that one in there. I think it was taking out those two middle ones there. And What do we have here on the stack up? We got 3.5. Okay, so 3.5 would be taking us to about right there. Put one of these in here. All right. We did take out those two right there. Let's put on our stack up here again. All right. Put this one out here in case I got it. I can four-jaw that. Before we get carried away, we're going to run wire brush on that. All right, let me get a wrench. Put it in gear. Yeah, buddy. All right, looks like we're ganged up. Okay, let's go ahead and get this set up in the closing now, and we're gonna bring this down to our diameter right here for cutting the gear teeth. I know you're going, wait a minute, how are you going to prove that you're running through anywhere else? Well, all right, while we're running this, I just polished the outside of these sleeves, okay? Let me shut this, put this in neutral. Okay, now I'm going to roll this over and we're going to indicate these sleeves just to see where we're at in relationship. Because we know what the spindle was running before we tighten it up, and you know, let's go ahead and make sure we're running somewhat decent out here. And the outside of that sleeve, okay. But this is what's going to matter right here. Let's put this center in here. See what the center is running. Okay, that's running about 4 there too. Okay, so let's loosen our nut. Loosen our nut, and we're going to see if that makes a difference. Okay, put back in neutral. Okay, it's running dead nuts almost, maybe 1,000. Okay, somewhere in here, we're going to turn the middle of our parts right there. We're going to split the difference on there. We're going to rotate our sleeves a little bit, just making sure that we don't have anything stuck in between them. And we're going to retighten it. We're going to see if we can find the flaw somewhere in the sandwich here. And we know now that that center is running within 1.5 thousandths or so. So we're going to get it to where this rolls, and that will repeat after it's tightened up. And then we know that we can put this in between. We can dial it in the 4-jaw with a center there, and we'll be able to turn this true, because we need the gear teeth to run true with the bore. All right, that's what this whole exercise is all about. Okay, we slid a few of our discs around and tightened it a few times, and then gave it a little tap with a hammer, and we're actually able to get our center of our arbor within that 0.5 thousandths again. Maybe 0.75 thousand. It's going to be fine. We're going to put the center in there, and we're going to actually be rolling it, and so we are going to be turning a true arbor, and we're going to get those ODs the same. All right, so I'm happy there. Okay, now we're going to bring our indicator over here. I just lightly loosened this in here, and I only set it to my lines or so. I got the center in over there, and the quill's not 100% tightened down, but it's close. All right, we're going to set this in here, and I'm just coming up here on the major diameter of the taper, so it's got a bigger diameter to sweep on. All right, and make sure we're in neutral here. Okay, so we're sweeping just shy of 80 thousandths, so we're only about 40 off in one direction there. All right, just come in high on our tighten our highs there, and lightly loosen our lows. Okay, now just kind of go around. I just want to make sure that I have them all snug. We don't really want this thing to loosen up. Okay, that one and that one felt like they needed a little bit, all right? And that moved it 1,000. So now we just give it that little extra torque there to bring it on in. All right, now we just go ahead and we tighten up our tailstock a little bit. And then we just double check it, because sometimes you change your position a little bit. That might have been relaxed a little bit. It did move it about 0.5 thousandths, and I know I can take that out of there, so I do. All right, within 1/4 thousandth there. All right, now just for general purpose, let's put up the indicator and put it on the sleeve on the outside over here, and let's just double check our outside of our sleeve here. My birthday's in a month here, and Noga mag base would be cool. Just saying. Okay, and we're still, remember, we said 0.5 thousandths out here. All right, I'm really confident that we're going to be turning a true diameter that's going to match our bore. Okay, now that we're like that, let's go ahead and spin this up. All right, I like that. Okay, I just want to remove my tool bit from the tracer attachment back here. Just gives me a little more clearance right here, and I don't have to worry about this coming in here. All right. All right, I can come out just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pitch my tool bit a little bit this way here. All right, we're going to get a drop cloth in here for the chips. All right, here's one of my black shirts. Long sleeve ones are good because you can tie the sleeves. All right, we're going to run this in reverse because I want the chips to spray down. It'll be reversing the feeds, and I think I'll go for a lighter feed rate for right now, and we'll go ahead and we'll check out that speed rate right there. Okay, I better check on what diameter we actually need to go. Would hate to go undersize on the very first cut. Alright, it's a 5-inch gear, and I think I bought 5.5 on the material, or it was roughly there. Yeah, it's a little bit over that, so 5,700. So we got several hundred to come off of this thing. Doesn't mean we'll be able to take it all at once. I don't want to spin anything on here. I am snug. We're just going to start with a 25 here just to get the feel of it. We're going to kick up the feed rate a little bit. That knocks down a little bit on the chattering. We could get the vacuum to take care of that dust right there. Okay, this next cut here is 50 thousandths per side. Not that that's a lot, but we don't want to spin it. I think we'll whittle it down, and we'll probably run a few passes across here at 50. And we'll bring you in when we've got it down to size and ready to go into the mill. Okay, she's scooting along there at 50 thousandths a side, and we're getting a little chip pile on the ways there. Couple more cuts. Okay, that's right on 5 on the money, maybe a thou or two underneath. But it's an whole gear. It's probably been polished and worn. All right, we're 5 inches, 59 thousandths. So we're just going to dial it right in there. 59 should be like 24 and a half, right? Something like that. All right, let's see if we have that remainder of 10 left here. A little bit less than 10. We're actually 5 inches, 9 thousandths right now. Maybe we would have just taken that 4 instead of 4 and a half, but okay. Still, that's not bad for 4 thousandths. We'll just take 4 thousandths per side. We'll leave it a thou heavy. We'll be probably polishing that after the gear teeth are cut. Okay, that right there should leave her a thou heavy. $501. All right. Put that neutral. Reverse the feed or the direction. Grab a file here. All right, I think it's ready to take it out of here and put it in the mill.